You don't have to have a fever to have inflammation. In fact, some of the most damaging inflammation happens quietly at the cellular level, and your brain feels it long before your body does. If you've been dealing with brain fog, low motivation, memory slips, or that wired but tired feeling, cellular inflammation could be the underlying reason, and chances are no one's ever even mentioned it to you. Hi, my name is Lisa Ann de Garcia, and I help people optimize their brain health so they can feel calm, focused, and productive. And if that sounds like something that you want more of in your life, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and click the notification bell so you don't miss any of the tools and education I will be sharing each week. Today, we are going to be digging into cellular inflammation, what that is and how it disrupts mental clarity, and how to start cooling the fire so your brain can work the way it was designed to. So first, what exactly is cellular inflammation? So this is different from the kind of inflammation you get with like a sprained ankle or a sore throat. Cellular inflammation is more subtle, but it's just as powerful. And it happens when the immune system is activated at a low level over a long period of time, often because of food triggers, toxins, chronic stress, or hidden infections. When your cells are inflamed, their membranes become less flexible, nutrients and oxygen have a harder time getting in, waste products have a harder time getting out, and communication slows down. And because the brain is your most energy-hungry organ, it's one of the first places that you'll feel it. So you might see it like brain fog or mental congestion, slower recall or word finding, trouble switching between tasks, emotional reactivity or low mood, low level motivation or feeling flat even after rest. So the big problem with cellular inflammation is that it's self-perpetuating. So once it starts, it interferes with mitochondria production. So the mitochondria is a structure inside the cell. You might remember it as like looking like a little kidney bean, right? And that means that your cells are going to produce less energy. And low energy production leads to more oxidative stress, which fuels more inflammation. So it's kind of a vicious cycle. Let's talk about the gut-brain connection here too. So if your gut lining is inflamed, it sends out inflammatory cytokines. That's chemical messengers that circulate in your bloodstream and cross the blood-brain barrier. When they reach your brain, they activate microglia, your brain's immune cells. That's neuroinflammation, and it directly affects focus, memory, and even your ability to feel joy or calm. So how do you begin to calm inflammation at the cellular level? Well, step one, you need to stop feeding the fire. The most common inflammatory triggers are processed seed oils like soybean, canola, and corn oil, refined sugars, and artificial additives, right? Those are the first things that have to go. If you're starting from scratch, just focus on reducing those three, especially in packaged snacks, dressings, and anything with a long shelf life. Swap in whole foods and healthy fats like olive oil, avocado, nuts, seeds, and wild-caught fish. The oils that I use are coconut oil, avocado oil, and olive oil. Those are and butter and ghee. Ghee is a form of butter. But anyway, those are the oils that we use. We do use like tallow, like when we make bone broths or something, we'll save the tallow and I'll use that to make soaps. I have, natural animal fats is okay too, but it's any of those processed seed oils. Seed oil all by itself, if it were organic, wouldn't be a problem, but the problem is that they're heated and they're processed and they're refined, and the heating, it changes the structure, and that's just really bad for your cells. Okay? Step two, stabilize your blood sugar. Blood sugar crashes are inflammatory. Every time your glucose spikes and then drops, your cells go into emergency mode. Eating balanced meals, you want them to be rich in protein, fiber, and healthy fats. That's going to really sustain your blood sugar. So sugars have spike, carbohydrates, it's like you burn them too fast, but you have that like low, slow burn with protein and healthy fat. And they'll help flatten the peaks and the valleys, keeping your brain more at a steady state. This also prevents energy crashes and reactive mood swings. So you might want to kind of look into more of a ketogenic diet or, diets where you just really kind of eliminate all that refined carbohydrates. Step three, support drainage and detox. You can't clear inflammation if your body can't eliminate the waste. So if you have a clogged toilet, as disgusting it is, if that drain isn't going anywhere, that's just going to sit there and just pool around, right? So we want to make sure that downstream that the drainage pathways are open so that those toxins can get out. We are going to be exposed to toxins on a daily basis. We are breathing air, we are drinking water, we are eating food, and even if we think we are eating clean food and we can purify our water like reverse osmosis, or I mean you can extra purify water, but food is really hard once it's in there. If the soil was anyway contaminated, it's being rained on, we are exposed to toxins. There's no way around it. We can expose ourselves to less toxins, but we are going to expose ourselves to toxins. And we need to make sure that we can get those toxins out. We need daily movement. Even just a 10-minute walk can stimulate the lymph flow. Hydration is essential. Make sure, I talked a whole nother video about minerals and making sure that when you're drinking water, you're not drinking too much clear water, because that's going to dilute your electrolytes. So always have it mineral rich. I always put a pinch of salt in my water. So add a pinch of sea salt or Himalayan salt or Redmond's real salt in particular. That would be a really good one. And a little bit of lemon to your water to support cellular hydration and detox pathways. Coconut water is also very good. That's a good electrolyte as well. A little bit more on, this whole video isn't going to be on drainage and detox, but just a little bit on drainage. You have your bowels, kidneys, your skin for sweat, your lymph, and I thought there was 5, and I think I'm missing one. But those are like your detox pathways. So you have your skin, your bowel, and your urine. I said kidneys. Your kidneys, your bowels, your lymph, and your skin. For some reason, I think there's one more that I'm blanking out on because I thought there were 5. Anyway, you want to make sure that those pathways are open. And so, number 1, just make sure that you are going to the bathroom regularly, and regularly means more than once a day. At least once a day or more. If you're not going once a day, you are already backed up. Okay, so we have a problem. And then you can't get your toxins out. And if you try to provoke your toxin like a detox and they don't get out, they're going to recirculate and they're going to settle somewhere else. So it's just like that big sewage plot that's just floating around. Step 4, prioritize real rest. So we did a whole thing on sleep, but not just sleep. You want to really have a sleep hygiene, a bedtime routine where you're getting off the computers early enough to like really relax your brain, read a real book, talk to people, change out your LED lights, like get incandescent lights, get your fluorescent lights out of your house, or get full spectrum lights, go outside, look at the sunset, sit around a fire, use the orange or red glasses at night. I mean, it depends on how hard. If you have really good sleep and you don't need to adjust much, but I mean, if you're having trouble sleeping, making sure that the room is dark, making sure it's a little bit cool, your body needs to lower temperature in order to fall asleep. All those kind of things will help you fall asleep. If you've been living with your symptoms for a while, it can be really helpful to look at functional markers of inflammation. So we can use hair tissue mineral analysis to get some insight into cellular stress, because it's looking at minerals and metals and mineral balances, and we can kind of get an insight on that. There's other tests that we can do as well, but essentially, even like your blood work, if you have blood work from your doctor and your doctor says, oh, blood work looks fine, the doctor is looking at a range of quote-unquote healthy people. Most of those quote-unquote healthy people are not healthy, so you need to look at really narrow ranges in order to see what's really happening in your body. So if you know that something's really wrong but you just can't find it in your lab work, then I can help you out with that, and then I can help you create a customized protocol to reduce inflammation that's at the root. Your brain wants to feel good. It's not about doing everything perfectly, but it's about removing the interferences and restoring the environment it needs to function clearly again. Your body was made to do everything on its own. We just get in the way. So if this video has helped you see inflammation in a new light, give it a thumbs up and hit and subscribe. And if you are ready to stop chasing symptoms and you want to get to the root as to why your brain feels off, check the link in the description and book a free call. We'll look at your symptoms, look at your history and your goals, and create a clear, doable plan to start clearing the fog. Your brain wasn't made to run on fire, so let's help cool it down and come back online. All right, I will see you next week. Bye-bye.